Hey guys, welcome to another episode of ScriptureSips. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the last command, and we're just going to be having a drink today. It's called an apple cider, and I just have a bit of ice in it, and yeah, just regular store bought apple cider. All right, so we are going to be looking at the story of a story from scripture from and a story you can find the story in First Kings 13 verses 11 to 25. So it's First Kings 13 verses 11 to 25. And it was just a few weeks back I was having a conversation with someone about obeying the last instruction given by God. And so we were talking about this particular Bible, or the story in this particular Bible passage. And it's the case of the young prophet and the old prophet. And, there are so many things that I learned from even just, I guess, based off of just reading the history of what had been happening in Israel versus like Judah and all of that. And even I had questions about the old prophet. So let me give you a background story of what happened here. So God had told this young prophet to go to Israel and tell the king or give certain instructions or certain words to the king, because Israel had been sinning and the kings had not been obeying like God's laws and commandments. So God told him, he said, do not stop anywhere, do not eat anything, just go straight and talk to give the message that pass the message that I've given to you along to the king, and then on your way back, do not stop anywhere, do not eat anywhere, just go back the same way. Don't go back the same way you even came. I believe that's what he says. So going to the king, this young prophet, followed instructions to the T, followed God's instructions to the T. But on his way back, this old prophet, some people have come to tell him that, there was a young prophet that, came to tell the king this and that. And this man went ahead and tricked the young prophet and told him that God said, God said something that he should stop, that it's not a problem. Anyways, this guy stops at the house to eat at this man's house. And he was the same person that, the thing that I don't even know if it scared me or I just found very interesting. The same man that came to deceive the person, it was through the same man that God spoke and said that because you disobeyed me, because you disobeyed my instructions, this and this and this will happen to you. And unfortunately for the young prophet, what happened to him was a lion tore him into pieces when he left the old prophet's house. And so I was just really thinking about that, and there's so many different parts to the story, because I had a lot of questions about the old prophet, like, your prophet, why would you even think of lying? But it all makes sense in context with that old prophet, to be honest. But the focus today is just really on the young prophet and following God's instructions. Like, if somebody comes to us today, if God told us to do something and somebody else comes with something contradictory to what God has told us, I think it's very important for us to go back and check with God and just make sure that it is God that is giving the instruction, right? It says that in First Chronicles 12 verse 32, it says that the sons of Issachar understood the times to know what Israel ought to do. In order to be able to understand the times, that means we are in constant communication. We're in constant communication. Yeah, that's really the word. I was trying to think of something else, but in constant communication with God, that we're able to know what He's saying per season. We have that intimate relationship with Him, and we're able to know what He's saying per season. And I talk about this all the time about the fact that the only way to know God is really to spend time with Him. The only way to know His voice, to learn His voice, to know what He's saying per season is really, really to spend time with Him. How do we spend time with Him? We spend time learning His Word, praying, and just in communion with Him all the time. God, what do you think about this? Okay, all right. And just making sure that the environment and the atmosphere is actually suitable for us to be able to hear from God. All right, that's all for today. Cheers, guys. I don't even think I tasted this, but it is good. All right. Yeah. Let's just, I guess the lesson for today is really to make sure that we're checking with God every step of the way and making sure that we're obeying God's last instruction. And if we're getting something contrary to what He has told us, going back to check with Him is very important. All right, thank you guys. It's been nice. Have a great weekend. We will talk on our next episode. Bye for now.